Hello guys, Fishy back again. Probably wondering why I'm putting out so many videos in one day. I know I can milk it. I could make it take a month and try to get a higher view count and all that crap. But I don't really care about that stuff, guys. I'm just interested in trying to help a couple people out who may be having troubles with this sort of thing and making life a little bit easier for them. Anyways, last time we were here, we didn't auto smooth these tires. You can if you want. You don't have to. They're probably fine the way they are. Sorry, shade smooth them. And as you can see, they get a little messed up too. So we're going to have to do the same thing where we go down to the normals and we just... Okay. And honestly, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Maybe you don't want it and you want a rougher fit. In which case you can just undo. But I think I'm going to leave it like that. So just wanted to mention that before we get too far into this. We'll keep going here and see how far we get today, or on this video anyways. I'll try to get finished today. I don't want people sitting around waiting for my videos to finish and like, oh, I really want to finish the interior, but he said it'll be a month. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do that to you guys. If you're actually getting help out of this and you're actually enjoying it, you're going to get your answers right away. So what I'm doing is just kind of shaping a spot. I'm going to leave it in the middle, but we're just going to kind of shape it to the dash a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a dashboard, if you will. And some of these things that I'm going to do, you may not want to do exactly the same. See, there's a slight angle in the dash there where it kind of cuts in, but that's fine. We're going to leave it like that. So we're just going to use that edge to kind of bump us up into place. I think that's about the right width, or height, sorry. And we'll check the width a little bit. Okay, something like that. And we'll bump it back. Okay, and you can see when it starts to cut in. You want the bottom edge to be touching though, so somewhere around there. Find the perfect spot for you. You do you. Pause the video if you need to. Take a little more time on this. Alright, let's go to edit mode with tab, and then we're going to grab this edge right up here, and we're going to back it up. Okay? Going to hit some kind of angle like that, so it's kind of flicking it in our face type thing on an angle up almost. Alright? Go to our scaler, and we're just going to drag it out. Oops. Let's go out of edit mode, then go to our scaler, then drag it just this way. Maybe hang out here by the door, so you can see when it's getting too long, and you don't want it to come through the door, obviously. One last thing you might want to do, you don't have to do, is you can grab this edge, grab that edge, and you can just drag them a bit towards each other like that. It just kind of leans in. You can see there's a bit of a weird angle to this though on the bottom. So maybe what we will do is go to this one, and we'll just grab that one and that one, and maybe it'll take this little bit of a twist out of the bottom. Something like that. Alright, looks pretty good to me. Hopefully it looks pretty good to you. It's all up to you, right? So if you want to take a couple more minutes to change the shape a little bit, you go ahead and do that. It's not a problem. So what I'm going to do, we got two things we could do here, but I think what we will do is grab it, go into edit mode, and then, ooh, you know what, let's get out of edit mode for a second. We're just going to drag it a hair forward like this. And then we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to hit L over top of the whole thing. Click off it if you need to. Oh, we're not on faces. Okay. Alright, so I went to edges up here, and then I pushed L, because I was on the dots, it wouldn't light up the whole thing. I'm just going to take off these back ones like that, okay? Then you can hit Control B, and you can kind of curve it a little bit, give it just a little bit of style. Probably don't want to go too far with those. Alright, looks pretty good, I think. So what I would do next, probably, you might want to inset the dash a little bit. You might want to do it just on the 1/2, something like that. But I'm probably just going to leave it, to be honest. We'll leave it one big black thing like that. And I think it's got a nice little shape to it, so let's add some parts to this car. start off with the cylinder, making sure that you weren't in edit mode when you made it. Otherwise, it's going to be attached to something. Just going to drag it up. Okay, we'll just work on it up here until it's a little more complete. I'll shrink it down with S. S again. Okay, let's move this up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to edit mode. We're going to go to faces. We're going to grab that face and that face. Okay, we're going to control B. And we're going to go until about there, probably. Like that, okay? Might look a little weird, that's fine. And we're going to shift B, or shift D, sorry, I'm so sorry. And then we're going to shrink one of these this way. Okay. Then we're going to grab the other one and we're going to hit S. And we're just going to leave the shape of a steering wheel. Depends on how thick you want your steering wheel to be, how far you want to go with this. When you're happy, grab the steering wheel after, bool tool, difference, okay? Now we have a pretty standard looking steering wheel, I'd say. It's got a nice little shape to the outside. Oh, we're going to need some more pieces. Let's shift A, making sure you're out of edit mode. Grab a cube. Alright, shrink it down. Shrink it down. You can kind of see when the edges start to poke through. Stop when just before the edges start to poke through like that. And we're just going to go like this. And then we're just going to go like that. We're going to make as a cross member for the steering wheel. Somewhere for the horn to rest, somewhere for that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So I'm going to go into edit mode and I'm going to go Shift R. I'm going to let it go through the whole thing and then right click to auto, let it auto center basically, okay? And what we're going to do now is grab this piece. And I don't have a plan in my head. I didn't pre-make this, as you can see, so if it doesn't turn out perfect, just do exactly what you think you're going to need to make it better, right? So I'm going to grab those two edges next, and I'm just going to raise them and leave the other one. You may have a different vision in your head, or you may think that my thing isn't as the way you would have done it, and feel free to do it your way. I just want to throw that in there. You don't have to copy me step by step. It's just more of an ideas, basically. So, oh no, I'm not going to do that, actually. Let's use the scaler. We're just going to go up and down. We're going to flatten it out kind of like this. Okay, we might have to move that point below a little higher. It looks like it's a little low. So I'll just grab on edges. I'll just grab that. And we'll move it up. Okay. When it's just a little thicker, grab these and we'll move them down together like that. You'll see where it's going in a minute, don't worry. So what am we going to do over here? Let's grab this face, this entire face, and this entire face, and then we're going to go here. Just squish them down a little bit. Okay. Something like that. You can kind of see where I'm going now, hopefully. Okay, last part. We're going to hit L over the whole thing, and we're going to switch to lines up here. We're just going to take these middle ones off, okay? We might leave that one, actually. Will we? Let's not, actually, because I think it's going to mess things up. Control B. Let it wrap around a little bit, like that. As you can see, it kind of made a nice little shape for us. And we're just going to pop that in like this. Hopefully you like it and you agree with me. Maybe actually move it back for a second. So we're going to have to make sure it's auto-centered on the next piece. If you want to do yours a little different, I totally understand. Don't feel bad about that. We all have different tastes, right? We're all trying to make something different too, a little bit. Make sure you're out of edit when you make this piece. Wheel it on up. Shrink it on down. Wheel it on up. Shrink it on down. Go to the scaler after. And what we're going to make is a steering column for this car. So we're going to go, I keep on stretching it the wrong way, like that until it kind of looks about the right size. A little smaller than what we're going to want the horn to be. Something like that. come through the other side. I think we're gonna have to get to a part 2. This is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it's gonna. I think it's because I'm explaining it, and I'm not that great at making territorials. I'm pretty new to it, so hopefully you guys understand. And I have made a bunch in the past, but I don't think I was ever really good at it or took the time to learn how to explain things right to people. So hopefully you're all right with this. So I'm going to highlight this piece in the middle, making sure you're in edit mode. I'm going to hit Control B. And I'm just going to wind it down like that. Maybe that. Okay. Get out of edit mode. And then we're going to squish that piece down like so. Okay. That's going to be our horn. And since we're auto-centered, it should be exactly in the middle. So now we'll just kind of adjust it till we're happy with the size of it. Something like that. Okay. You might want it bigger, you might want it smaller. That's what she said. It's all up to you. Control J to attach them all. Grab this piece, attach it. Control J. Okay, so that's our center piece now, okay? Let's move it down. It's a little hard to get in this car to get into these visions. It takes a little bit of time too today. Alright, I don't know which way to flip it, so we're just going to have to experiment. Somebody said, it says so which way at the top, but I never pay attention. I'm just in too much of a hurry. And then it ends up taking longer, you'll say. It's fine, it's fine. Alright, so we want to kind of center it, but over on the driver's seat. So take a little bit of time to kind of make sure you're around where you want to be. It looks a little big, so maybe we'll shrink it a little bit with S. And we could bring it up a little bit more, maybe something like that. Somewhere around there anyways. And obviously you don't probably want it to be straight, so change this to 105. No, minus 105. Nope. So minus 80, something like that. Might not be the exact angle you want, but have a look, try to get in the right spot. We're gonna make some other pieces before we do anything else, because we don't want to like punch a hole out for the steering wheel and then it turn out that we need our steering wheel 3 inches to the left or the right. So let's just wait on this one. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and color it. Be that way, sorry, I went to the wrong one. We don't have any troubles coloring it after. So we'll just go into edit mode when we have it highlighted. We'll hit new, and this is going to give us our base color. So maybe we'll make this silver. Alright, and then we'll hit plus, new, and we'll make this one black. And then we'll click off everything, and we'll just click things we want to change the color of, like that and that. Actually, let's just do the horn that color. So plus, new, oops, we actually had a color for that. And we'll use this new one to do this, and we'll make this a brown. Let's make sure we're clicked off everything else. Oops, I keep making new colors by accident. It's just a habit. Okay, let's make it a brown like that, like a leathery color. And just for we could customize it more, it doesn't really matter what color you make it here, but it's just more to say you could change the color to a separate color once you have it in your game. It's assigned its own color spot, basically. Shoot, why do I keep doing that? Assign, there we go. So there we go, they all should be different colors of their own anyways, and it should be all set up for that. Our dashboard, we can color if we want to. It would only take one color. And you might want to do it when it's all together too, but let's make it like a dark color. Like that. Looking good. Alright, so probably need some other pieces, like maybe we'll do our center console and then we'll end this video, because again, I keep on going too long on the videos and then I lose your guys' attention, and I don't want that. I don't want to make it painful. I want it to be fun. I messed up again. Let's undo that. And I've done that thing I've told you not to do. Make sure you're out of edit mode, then Shift A. Okay? And obviously it's just to make it for you don't attach the piece to something, because if you do it in edit mode, you're on something already. So anything you do at that point, you're going to attach it to something else. So we want to stretch it this way, and then we'll shrink it, and then we'll shrink it some more. Trying to get the idea of the right size, but this is quite a bit out of whack. Still probably around that height. Move down to the floor. Stretch it out. And we're going to have to bump it this way because it's through the front, but not through the back. We needed to go just to the front and the back, basically. I'm going to say that's close enough. The edge might stick through. We can delete it later if we want, but I think it's going to be fine. So what I do is grab this edge, and this edge. Oh, no, we're on that. We need to switch to edges. This edge and this edge, and Control B. And when you're happy with the angle for... This is basically where your transmission would run underneath. When you're happy with the angle, go ahead and stop it there. It's already auto-centered, and this is going to help us kind of get an idea of where our stuff should be. Next, we can go ahead and attach that piece, actually, if we want. Control J. And it went red. It's up to you if you want it the car body color or if you want to make it black like the rest of your interior. You just have to highlight it with your faces if you want to change it to black, and find the black you used on the rest of your interior and just make it that color. I think it was it that first black or the second? I think it was the second one, like that. You should be able to see because they'll match, right? Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what? Was that the dash color? No, I haven't attached the dash. Okay. Good, because it's not in place, so that would have been bad. So let's move that dash back in place before we forget to. You can kind of see it close the gap. Perfect. That looks a little better. Let's take our steering wheel, go down a little bit, push it in a little bit farther. This is looking a little better, actually. It should be pretty close, like that, probably. So it's looking pretty good for the interior so far. We did a pretty good job. Next, I'd say probably have to make a seat. Seats aren't easy. You're going to want to do it your way. You may not want to copy my style. Everybody's car seats are a lot different. I'm known for having bad car seats. But lately they've been getting a little better. So I'll leave it up to you on this part. Maybe you want to pause it and do your own version, but you can still take what I'm doing and use the idea of it. So I'm just trying to get a general size first before I start. Shrink it down a little bit. Kind of like that. Maybe we bump it over a little bit. Let's have a look at it inside. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Something like that is what we want. I'd say it's obviously it's too tall. So maybe we'll shrink it down this way. Like so. Something like that. Okay. So let's go to edges on it. Grab that one, grab that one. This will be a little hard and tricky to get these. And I could pull the piece out, and that might be the better answer, and try to work on it out here. We're going to Control B, and I'm just going to do that just a little bit this time, okay? The reason I just did it a little bit is because we're going to do a couple more things, and I don't want this to be a certain way. So what do we want to do next is grab the top in edit mode and Control B this and find the right angle you're happy with. You can see the edges start to fold over at one point, so probably don't go that far. This looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to stop there, and that's going to be the bottom half of my seat. I'm going to take this, I'm going to Shift D it. This is probably why people say my seats aren't the best. But it's up to you. It depends how far you are into this. If you can make them better, you feel free to do it your way. I'm going to change it on a 90-degree angle like that. And we are going to flatten it out first of all to make it more like the top. And I believe it's a little skinnier this way, like so. Okay, we'll back it up a little bit. Like about there, and just bring it up just a hair for just the edges of it are sticking in and kind of hidden from us. I think that's about right. So now we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to click this back face, and we're going to control B back there, because on this side of the seat, and you can see when we go too far, both sides are a little more rounded. Okay, and that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to take it, Shift D it. We're going to drag it up, and then we're going to hit S. Okay. When you're happy with the size and shape, I'm going to drag it down. And we're going to make it a headrest for your seat. And if you want to bump it up a hair, you can, like so. Okay. So we're going to attach this piece to this piece, Control J. Okay. The reason we're going to do that is you're going to take it and just slightly lean it back like that. You may have to move it slightly, like so. But I think it looks pretty good like that. Maybe you disagree, and that's fine too. This is my style. This is what I'm going to do. Pause the video if you want to take the time to do something else. And we'll go ahead and start coloring. So we're in edit mode. We're going to give it our first color. The first color is going to cover... Ooh, let's get edit mode for a second. Let's control J these for they're joined together, and we'll control it by the base. Now we'll back in edit mode. So we're going to start by... doing a few things. Let's see. We might be able to get away with just bringing these down just a hair like so. And now the seat kind of leans down there on an angle. Maybe you don't want that though. Maybe you liked it the way it was. That's fine. We'll use the color scheme to make it different. So up to you, of course. I will take this edge and this edge. Oh, sorry. Should have shift grabbed them. I control grab them. And we're just going to draw them together like this, just to kind of give it the illusion of having a lag down there. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Same with up here. Okay? It's just more of an illusion than anything, but we can punch them right out. We can go straight through, but I think that's an easier solution. It looks pretty good. So we'll use our color schemes to make these look different. So first we'll start by making our first color, and we're going to make it yellowy brown, say. Okay, something like that. Okay, perfect. And it doesn't matter, again, it's just to give it a different color assignment. Grab all the pieces you can that you can see are going to be exposed here on this line, like so. And we're going to make them a second color. Let's make them also kind of orangey this time, but a bit yellowy, but a little more dark brown, so there's a color tone. And you can actually see, actually maybe we'll go a bit darker. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And that's what we're looking for, is that like color tone, for you can kind of see it. You can see that there's like a couple different materials on the seat maybe. So we're going to control down to there, control down to the lowest point you can see, like so. If you want, you can even do a complete wraparound and do the other side of it if you want to. Just hit control and continue it, and then get to the bottom one, and there. And that'll be the whole thing. We make sure we're on the right color. And there we go. So maybe that's the way you want it. Maybe not. I'm going to take these. I'm just going to make them a different black. And the reason I'm going to do that is for when we're looking at them, it looks dark underneath and it looks more like a hole. Again, you can punch them right out. You can go deeper. Do whatever you need to do. But this is what I'm going to do. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll make that black. It looks like we're running out of time today. We've gotten pretty far, but probably not far enough. See, these are a little high. We're going to have to kind of fiddle with the size of it, I think. That's what she said. Alright, maybe we will. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's shrink the whole thing together. Something like that. That looks more reasonable anyways. We'll bump that down to the floor, just above the floor. Like so. And I think we're looking pretty good right now. And the only thing we need to do is make sure that we are pretty much in the middle of where the seat is and the door is. And I think we're pretty much there. Looks like we actually just kind of lucked out. Then we can shift D and use this trick again. Okay. And now we got both our seats in. You can go ahead and attach them if you're happy with the placement of them. You may want to wait just in case you need to shift them around a little bit. You can see our steering wheel looks pretty good, and I think it's in a good place there. So I think our next step would be, what you could do if you wanted is you could bump this up a little higher, or make it a little smaller like that, and you could actually shift D it and take that shape and minus it from the dash. Okay, so now there is a hole where this goes. So that way it kind of fits in the dash a little bit better. And if you S it just a hair like that, you'll even see a little gap around it, and it'll kind of look pretty cool. So I think we're good there. Everything's looking really good. We'll do one more thing and we'll get finished on this video for today, and we'll come back and we'll do gas pedals and a couple other things. So we're gonna have to make sure we flip this the right way, or send it 90 meters away, your decision. I hit the wrong one, sorry about that. That's wrong. Alright, so there's going to be a little bit of guesswork, but let's get that shrunken down. Let's bring it over here. Shrink it way down. And you're going to see when it finally starts to fit on your dash, like so, that it's kind of comfortable on there. It's got enough room for either side. Shrink it back and forth like that. Okay. And we know we're on a 90-degree angle, so why don't we go 105? Why don't we try 110? There we go. I think that's about even with the dash. You can tinker with it and make it a little more even if you want. But I think we're pretty good. I'm just gonna bump it up a hair there. Maybe out a hair like that. Like that. Alright, so now we're gonna go to edit mode. I'm having trouble seeing it. There we go, just the face. We're gonna hit I, we're gonna sink in like that. We're gonna hit E, we're gonna sink in like that. Okay, gonna get out of edit mode. We're gonna color this piece now. Go here, go back in edit mode, I guess. Push new, we're gonna make it a really bright silver. Like that, and then we'll color the second one jet black for now. Or actually, let's make it a different color. Okay, just so we can see it on the dash. If I made it black like the other black, then it would literally disappear on us. So you want to make sure your steering wheel is not in the way of your dashes. So we will actually use math. Oh no, we can't. We're gonna have to hand bomb this because we're not symmetrical in the car anymore. Try to make them as best as you can, as even as you can. You can do 2, you can do 3, all up to you. Maybe do 3 there. When you're happy with them, grab them, attach them to your dash. You're going to probably want to leave your steering wheel loose for you're able to turn it in game. So you're probably going to want to add it after. So we got a couple more details. We're probably going to come back for them. We need to add a gear shifter. We need to add gas pedals. If you want, you can put some turning signals, stuff like that on. We'll try to cover that. And we need to remember door handles and door mirrors. But other than that, I think we're really good. I think the car is looking really good. Oh, it looks like I didn't auto smooth some of these. There we go. And you just do the same thing and make sure they're all auto smoothed. Okay. So, and let me know if you're happy, if you're liking how this is going, and if you want to see some more of this type of stuff. I could possibly do some more stuff in the future. Let me know in the comments, and thanks again for watching, and we'll be back maybe again today. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye.